I've just been watching your. Well, actually, let me switch cameras. I've just been watching you on. This is for Tim Mentham. I've just been watching you, and I'm still watching you actually, but so I wanted to try and cover some issues that you seem to be having with a lot of volunteers and psychics who come forward to try and win money. Now, there's a lot of issues with this. Now, I better give some background on myself. Now, I've never been deeply into psychic stuff until about 2010. In 2010, we had a bit of an explosion, if you will, of light workers, and I joined this group on the internet called lightworkers.org. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I think it's been well rehashed and all that. It's all changed. So I'm transgender, okay? So I began my hormone therapy in 2003, and it opened me up quite dramatically, actually, in certain ways. I just don't know where to begin. All I can do is put some links in the description of this video to your experience of the stuff that I went through, because I have been a bit out of practice a lot of it, but I can still do ESP. Now, oh, you've heard that all before. I know what you're saying. I've heard that all before. Yes, you have. A lot of these people, they make one big mistake, and that is service to self. Now, I don't know if you've heard that before, but whenever you go on the path of service to self, which is a selfish act when you are trying to gain wealth or money, that immediately puts up blocks, barriers that, you see, you've got to understand one thing very important about psychic phenomena. We are not in charge, right? Human beings on this planet are not in charge of the spirit world. They are in charge. And there are certain rules. If you try to gain wealth from using your abilities, and those abilities are used in a selfish way, selfish manner, then it will immediately be cut off. Now, a lot of psychics do make money, but doesn't mean to say that they're being honest to their clients, or it doesn't mean to say that they're telling the truth or anything like that. All it means that they're good at what they do. It doesn't mean to say that they're actually doing something that's good. It means that they're either good at conning people, or there's an ulterior, I can't say the word. There's an element of goodness that they might actually be doing that benefits the spirit world, right? And the spirit world will look down and say, well, this person can help someone. We need to help them to help this person. So, for example, a psychic that's looking into a murder investigation, for example, or trying to find a murderer or something like that, the spirit world will say, oh, okay, this seems acceptable. We can help this person. We'll give them what they need. But what happens is ego takes over. The person who is the psychic gets really excited, and emotion kicks in, and that's another block. That also shuts down the link. There's so many things that can go wrong with a psychic that I don't know how to explain this to you easily. The best way of explaining it is to use this ruler, right? Get it nicely balanced, right? the easiest way to explain this is psychic abilities are very, very, very sensitive. One side is ego, the other side is the true spiritual realm of connectivity. You get too emotional, you just breathe too hard, and you will go into ego, and that shuts the connection off. Right, you get the picture. It's a very delicate balance between the physical world and the spirit world. It's an extremely delicate, and you know how hard it is to get this ruler to balance on this thing? Do you know how that is? It's not easy, trust me. I did it the first time. I had some help. No, I'm not getting it now. So you get the idea. The point is, when you're in touch with spirit, and it's happened to me many times, I have been on the spirit side like this. I've been connected, and when emotion kicks in, the switch goes the other way, and then you lose the connection. There's so many things that have happened to me, and I've had to tune myself to cancel out or just completely ignore my emotional response. And the way you do that is you have to become an observer. You become an observer, a conduit to the information that's coming in, and you have to just focus and make notes without any response, emotional response. I can't even write it down. When it happens to me, I can't even get up and write it down, because just doing the physical act of doing that disturbs the energy and tips me off. That's how sensitive it is with me anyway. So I wouldn't mind doing a test, because there's a little thing that me and three of us actually do every day. This is something we do every single day. There's a guy who lives in Panama, you know, where they grow the bananas, and his name is Shubas, and I live in the UK, so needless to say I'm many thousands of miles away from Shubas. His local community have a cell phone contest that only he can receive. Well, only people in Panama can receive. Let's get it right. And every day they ask a question, because people who get this question right 7 days in a row 7 days in a row will win a prize. And the question is really silly. It really is quite ridiculous. It's plork, poodle, or poon. So the three words: plork, poodle, or poon. So he's been playing this game for years, and he's never really been able to get them consecutively right every day. In fact, most of the times he gets it wrong. And I decided I wanted to play, and so each day I have to close my eyes, I have to meditate, and there's another guy who does the same, but he's not very good. He's worse than I am. Well, I'm not going to be offensive to him though, but he's a friend, you know. Each day, he's by the way, he lives in America, the other guy. He's called Ken. I'm Michelle, right? So most of the time I'll get 3 consecutive correct answers, and then the 4th one will be wrong. Now, if you do the analysis, the odds of, you know, the odds stats and all that stuff about how often you can get something right. Now, the thing is, I might get one wrong, and then the next one I'll get right, and the next one I'll get right, and then I might get one wrong. my score, generally speaking, is about 7 out of 10, I would say, mostly. But in the last few weeks, I have been getting... Last week, for example, I got 5 consecutive right answers before I got one wrong. I'm being completely honest with you because I absolutely abhor liars and deception. That is one thing I will not do, and I will not. I've never gambled. In my entire life. Maybe when I was a kid, I threw some money in one of them machines just to see what it would do, because I'm interested in machinery and mechanics. If you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see that I'm interested in designing new things. So anyway, I'm trying to cut this a bit short of it. It's getting a bit long, I know. So anyway, back in the when my sister died in 1985, actually that's in the other video. I'll just stick some links in the description. Go and watch all that. I had some experiences with UFOs and stuff. I actually saw a bunch of UFOs. I think it was 84, was it? That was before my sister died. Might have been 83. Actually, I can't. It's in my book. Actually, this is my book, and you'll see it in the other video. I'll stick in the link in the description. So I don't know if they did something to me, because they were miles away, but I've heard stories about missing time, so who's to say. 8th of February 1984, I had an extraordinary experience with aliens flying across in the sky. Anyway, that's in my other video. I'll put a link in the bottom. Anyway, back to the ESP stuff. We were doing this stuff in Lightworkers, where I would do not strictly channeling, but I would get this information coming through, and there was a group of us, and we'd do it quite regularly, but it didn't continue very long because there was a lot of discord going on in the Lightworker community. I don't know if you call it jealousy. Yeah, I think it's jealousy is the word. People getting envious, emotion, too much emotion. Absolutely crazy emotion. It got really bad, so I just had to and somebody else was also impersonating me. There was such a lot of craziness going on. I just had to get out of that. I really just had to leave because it was getting, yeah. I don't know if you've experienced, or any of your clients have experienced this before, but there is quite a bit of discord between conflicting psychics. You know, you get that sometimes where one psychic's jealous of the other. This is the problem. There's too many. There's too much ego. Ego destroys the psychic ability completely. And I'm not claiming that I'm a judge. I'm a judge of them. All I'm explaining is my personal experience. Is that you've got to completely isolate yourself, and I am pretty isolated actually because I live on my own. All my family's dead except for 2 daughters. I hardly ever see them. And I spend my time doing YouTube channels, and I don't really socialise or contact people. I like to stay in my own little space where I don't have distractions. I don't have this negative energy around me. I'm sorry, but your website, Australian Skeptics, that is negative. And I'm not saying that I would do a test for you, because as soon as, before any psychics got anywhere near your website, the word skeptic is negative. Sorry, but it is. And most genuine psychics won't come within a 10-foot barge pole, as the expression goes. It's just a sad fact of the world, the state of affairs that we're in. But you see, have you ever watched one of these psychic movies? There's a lot of movies around to do with, but a lot of them give out misleading information. There was a movie called What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. That was a really good movie. But in the movie, they said you've got to get really angry and all this. And in Ghost, the guy told, what's his name? in the railway station in this movie called Ghost. He said, "Oh, you got to get really, really angry." That's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's the opposite. You got to turn some of this stuff on its head and reverse it, because it's not right. It's just distorting the way things really are. You have to be completely calm. You have to be, well, maybe if you're a ghost it's different, I don't know, but you got to be really focused. You've got to be calm. You've just got to open your mind. I'm always seeing these things, right, but it's not for personal gain. I did a psychic test a few months ago, I think, with my dice. I 3D printed this little. It's actually not that little. It's quite small. I mean, it's quite big. Sorry. Right. So I 3D printed this dice, right? And what I was doing, and it won't work right now. I doubt if it'll work because we're on camera, right? It rarely works when I'm on camera, and I am getting quite emotional. But what I usually do is I usually put the dice in this box like this, right? And then I can't see what in the box. Then I have to remote view it, and I've done this a few times. I remote viewed things, and well, I think I'm seeing a 3, but it's probably wrong, because, as I say, I'm not in the right state of mind. But well, it wasn't far off. Hang on. I'm going to put my finger on it so you can see it. Hang on. It's only a 2. You see? I wasn't far off, but I have done it before, but it doesn't always. I don't think it'll work today, because, as I say, I'm making a video and I'm in the wrong state of mind. But this is quite an interesting thing to do with the dice. It's a good test you can do to see if somebody can see what a number is on the dice without actually seeing it physically. Excuse me. But anyway, there's another test you can try. I don't know if you've done that test with anyone, but another one that they often do is cards, playing cards. Simple little test, a three word test, like or symbol, an X or a Y or W or something like that. I used to do a lot of stuff, but I just, as I say, ever since we divided with the Lightworkers group, it's become like one a day. The plot poodle pew. It's like one a day. I wish I could show you because it's on this phone, but I can't because I don't know how you share your screen on it. I don't know how that works, because I don't think I can share the screen while I'm live on the camera. It doesn't work. But anyway, I'll put some links in the description. You can go and check all our stuff, and if you want to contact me, it's up to you. You know, my phone number. I don't know if I'll give you. No, I won't give you my phone number, because if it's in the video and somebody else sees the video, then actually, if you go to my website, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a little QR code in the top left hand corner. Let me see which side's that for you. I think that's that side. I think, yeah. So in the top left hand corner of my YouTube channel, there's a QR code, and that's got my phone number in it. So you can do that. You can just get my number from there. But anyway, but I'm in the UK, so I can't afford to ring you, because I'm on disability benefits because of I've got issues. I've got medical mobility issues and things, and anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. But the point is, I have done healing as well. I've done distance healing, a Reiki healing. That's another thing which seems to work, but I've got to get right in the zone with that. It takes me 15-20 minutes, and I've got to listen to this music to get me in that zone. I've got some special music actually I listen to, which always seems to get me going, and it gets the palm of the chakra in my hand gets really hot. It's like burning in my hand, and when it's like that, that's when I'm activated. I'm not activated now, I can tell you now, because I can't feel the damn thing right now. So that's another thing why the dice didn't work, because you've got to be completely activated and you've got to be in the zone. So, well, I'm all game for a test, but just don't say anything about money to me, for God's sake. Waste of time. Waste of your time and waste of my time. But I like tests, you know. Anyway, go and look at my other videos if you want. You don't have to do, because I've got other things to do anyway. So have fun and keep up the good work, by the way, because I mean, eventually you're going to find someone special. I wonder if I can actually give you a message, that something that you know that nobody else knows. Alright, let's try something. Tim Mendham. Let me try something. There was something that happened to you, but you dismissed it outright. Something personal. As I say, I'm not tuned in right, so I'm probably completely out. Completely wrong. But that's okay. As I say, take it as entertainment. Well, as I say, I'm not tuned in properly, but I feel silly now because I'm trying to help you, and that's what I do. I try to help people actually, but I don't want any money from anybody. I never asked for any. I've never ever asked anyone for any money ever, and I do this. Everything I do on my channel is to help people, and I don't get any money. YouTube doesn't pay me a damn cent because I am below 1,000 subscribers, and I've been at it for 7 years now, doing all my electronics research, and the psychic stuff is really just as a bit of a sideline, a bit of fun, a bit of entertainment, really. But it's surprising what happens sometimes. I had some amazing experiences when I lost my mum, which upset me. She actually made sure I was awake the morning of the funeral. She actually visited me, and she says, "Come along," in Mum's voice, and she didn't want me to be late. And I said, what was it? I said, I've set my alarm. I set my alarm 3 times or something. Yeah. I said, I need a bit more time. That was it. I needed a bit more time because I didn't sleep well that night. All early in the night, I didn't get much sleep. It took me ages to get to sleep. So, yeah. Anyway. I'll just put some links in for you. You can go and watch that stuff. As I say, I'm getting old and my health isn't good. Health isn't very good. Bye for now.